Hey everybody, Jen's driving today. Are you driving? Oh, she said if I only had some thumbs, I would be driving me the heck out of here. Anyway, just have lots of stuff to do. Yep. Just got errands to do, borrowing a car. Got laundry I have to wash today. So that's where we're at. So I thought I'd do a few videos just to whittle the time away. All right, so there was a post today that said sepsis in America is killing a person every 3 minutes, I think. So, you got sepsis and MERS and staph and strep and then all of the offshoots and branches of all of that. And so, yeah, nothing is being cleaned properly. Even when you go in and have a colonoscopy, some of the parts are brand new and then some of them are used that were in somebody else. And that they never, the hospitals admit that their sterilizing equipment doesn't really do the job. So every time you go in and have a colostomy, you have 100% potential and possibility of contracting hepatitis C, HIV, any type of blood-related diseases, also infection, a host of all kinds of stuff. Okay, so this crosses the environment, the floors, the walls, the railings, the beds, like in hospitals, walking into doctors' offices, you can contract this stuff. Elderly, old folks home, assisted living, dentists. Yeah, because what do they use? They use equipment that they sterilize. So each person, it's used in their mouth. So if hospitals are admitting that their sterilizers don't work, but 75%, not of the time, not 75% of the time, but just 75% in general, then there's no way that dentist's office, their equipment is clean. So this means that more and more, as these sepsis, staph, streps, MERS, and all of these different types of microbes move into changing forms, and then, getting into people's bodies from those forms changing. So the form can change inside the person's body. So I just kind of want to, you get it in grocery stores, anywhere that people who are sick, who aren't washing properly, and are having, especially different kinds of procedures, including your teeth cleaned, are having these things done, you have the possibility of contracting these things. You can also get them from other people and even in your home. So let's talk about the bottom level of staph infection exposure. You have a zit or an abscess, and it has white pus. The zit has white pus. That, my friends, is staph infection. Okay? It's one thing to have it in there. It's another thing to pop it, and then it goes down your face. It goes airborne into the air, and then it goes all over, right? So as soon as you smash that zit, it projectiles air, fluid, pus all over your bathroom or wherever you're doing this. So now you've contaminated your whole bathroom with staph infection. Okay? So most people, and it makes me so angry about healthcare, and it makes me so angry that healthcare doesn't really get this. Like, it's just no big deal. Like, not a big deal. I see on TV doctors, raking through with a razor blade a big abscess that has white pus in it, staph infection, and they're popping it and it's oozing out. And what about the stuff that's going airborne that you don't see? The gas part, the gases kind of part, right? That you're not seeing. And they're not even wearing a mask or anything. They're not even making the patient wear a mask. It's one thing to have this abscess like on your back or your face or whatever else, the zit. It's another thing to breathe it into your lungs. And what that's going to change in the form of the microbe. Like it can grow into something completely different depending on the environment that it's given. So you have a zit that's yellow, or an abscess or something else that's yellow and it has yellow pus. And think about it. People go into the dentist with this kind of stuff in their mouth. Doctors drill in, and then pus and infectious gases from the strep and staph, the infections that's in the teeth, go airborne. They don't put a mask on your face, and it's coming right out of your mouth, and now you're breathing it back in. It's going onto your skin, your hair. It's going onto the walls of the dentist. So, yeah. So the yellow infection looking material is strep. Yeah. So you pop that and you release that strep all over the bathroom, all over the house, all over the dentist office, all over, the doctor's office, all over the dermatologist office. I mean, anywhere that there's medical, even in your house, like I just said. It's because even healthcare professionals do not get anything. They do not understand anything. Nor does your dentist when it comes to infectious material or chemical poisoning. Nor do they understand, nor do you understand the public that, popping zits, you can be leaking and spraying staph infection and strep infection all over your house. And then if you don't wash properly, and we're talking different forms, we're talking air, fluid. So there's a lot of different forms that start off. And all that stuff needs is a little heat, a little moisture, a little heat. And then, like with mold and fungus, just needs a little moisture and a little warmth, right? And it just goes, skyrockets, right, into a totally different form. And so many Americans rely on heat. They love heat. They have no ability to even withstand 50 degrees. They're freezing to death. So they live in these really, really warm environments in their house. So they're constantly, if they have come in contact with anything, breathing it in, digesting it, it's on their bodies, it's all over their sheets, it's all over their clothes, whatever else. That heat is just going to cause it to grow, and then it starts to spore out. And sometimes you don't see these spores. You look like black mold. You don't see the black mold spores growing and, going poof. Like, look at mushrooms. Look at how mushrooms work and how they spore out. There's a point where they hit critical mass and they go poof. And all these spores, millions of spores, go AWOL and go floating everywhere. Well, that's staph, that's strep, that's sepsis, that's MERS, that's all that stuff. Plus all of the stuff that it's already on that isn't being disinfected properly. And there might not be any ways to actually disinfect it properly other than getting whatever it is in a plastic container that's brand new and it was just made. But then you can think about it this way. They can apply and put anything on those products. I learned that when I was doing phlebotomy, so that I could go to the dark field hematology school. And when I took the internship for phlebotomy and stuff like that, I just was shocked and appalled with the realization that not only can they give you a disease, but if, the tubes are not drawn in the right way, it can make you look like you have a disease when your blood goes through the laboratory. So exactly what are they putting in those tubes that are going into your bloodstream? They could put all kinds of infectious disease in them and nobody would even know. They could put, infectious disease on the needles that are injected into the body. I mean, there's all kinds of nanoparticle, related diseases, which are invisible to the eye. So, I mean, just a lot of things to think about. Yeah. And, you'll be less prone to staph and strep and a lot of these other things if you get off dairy, right? Dairy can enable strep or staph, MERS, sepsis to grow out of control. Dairy, clogs your lymphatic system, which is a really important system to clean out help to clean out the other systems of your body with waste. Dairy cows are carriers of human tuberculosis. Yeah. So, and the cows get cowpox. When you're milking your cows and a milker, you will get cowpox, and then you'll actually have a natural immunity towards smallpox, but it's another pussy, fluidy, sore with, infection in it. So, yeah, so you got to get straight with dairy. And that includes whey, anything that's made with whey. Whey is the most toxic byproduct of dairy. It is when the curd, the solid matter of the cheese, is separated from the fluid part. And the fluid part is the whey. Now, in any fat, the fluid is where the toxicity is. So when you cook off the curd from like the milk product into the whey, and the water part is the whey, that's where all of, the heavy metals, pesticides, antibiotics, all of the heavy toxicities of commercial dairy are going to be. So do yourself a favor and get off dairy. Eliminate all dairy in all forms, even powder and whey, out of your diet. It's but one thing that can help you from dying of some kind of infectious disease that is everywhere. And stop popping your zits, especially onto your bathroom mirrors and the bathroom counters and the bathroom where a lot of people go. And, I was even reading this article the other day about, they did this testing of bathrooms where, people poop in the toilet. And they found that there was a huge amount of toxic fecal matter, the stuff that comes off into the air once the body releases it, and it goes into the toilet. It kind of goes out the toilet, and then when you stand up, it kind of continues to off gas. And I was thinking about, wow, you know how many people in your family could get sick because you don't have a window that you can open to try to help pull that stuff out? Like, more and more indoor living is like dangerous. Seriously, it's super, super dangerous. But anyway, that's all I've got for